Hey everybody, the daily from like 2 days ago, let me show you something, okay? I screwed up today's daily. It was like 8 minutes long. I mean, I'll just show you my, you don't even want to, oh my, But look at this, August 4th, 22nd place. Not bad, we got some room to grow, but not bad. But I figured, you know what? This is so stupid. We've never, apparently we've never started a run as the silent to unlock the defect. I was gonna say, let's do some like watcher runs or something like that, but you know what? Okay, fine. We'll just run, just for fun. Let's run a silent run here on Ascension 2. And we'll start by transforming a card. I haven't played like Ascension in quite some time. That's it seems like an extremely good transformation. And then remember, this is not a daily. With this not being a daily, you can play however you feel. You could remove cards. I mean, I suppose you could in all circumstances. I do see a 3 elite path, and a 3 elite path with a strong deck has me feeling a certain sort of way. I'll also tell you that I would say as the silent, who we really, I feel, have not played a lot as the silent over the course of the dailies recently. However, I feel like we really need an attack early on here. That is 15 damage. I think we're... You know what? Hit me for 1. It doesn't matter. We're not worried about perfects, but you also can't gain HP as the silent. So that ended up being a pretty good decision, actually. Flex Potion. Terror is fine, but I think Bouncing Flask is a great card. Please, by the way, do not take this as a guarantee that I will return to playing Ascension-based gameplay. Maybe when dailies go bad, we can ascend, but apart from that, we're just trying to have a good time, right? I like Choke. We could take a Choke backflip. I like Blade Dance as well, but, you know, early on, I'm thinking just good cards matter. Sure, go ahead, upgrade 2. We get another shop, which means we probably should have deviated, right? Like, we could have gone up this way instead. But whatever. Remove transform, upgrade. Give me an upgrade. I actually think that 4 bouncing flasks is a big difference. And why don't you go ahead and give me extra energy on adrenaline? So far, I'm like, I've only fought an enemy. So I don't know how we're doing. It seems like we're doing okay, but yeah, we've only fought an enemy. I feel like the deck is pretty good, but you know what's nice is feeling like in some circumstances, like we have the ability to actually take like 1 damage in order to maximize the utility of winning a run. Or feeling like we got a good chance to win a run at least. Or let me put it this way. Instead of leveraging absolutely everything we've got just to maximize the odds of perfecting an elite fight, even if it costs us later, we can be like, you know what? Instead of trying to find that 1 in 10 line where we go perfect, let's just... I mean, how about let's just take like 11 damage. Or 10 damage right now, fighting the sentries. This looks bad, like, I know this doesn't look like a great fight here. All I can really say is that, keep in mind, we have managed to apply, like, 25 poison. If we were not fighting, like, AoE-based bosses, this is already over for them. Like, they're already torched if we're fighting a single boss instead of 3 enemies. Ooh, I think we gotcha. I'll honestly just go ahead and say I think that could have gone worse. A Catalyst seems like a beautiful play here as well. Singing Bowl giving us max HP. Call me crazy here. I'm gonna actually... I remember learning a little bit of Slay the Spire from Hafu. You know, and she... Please, I just want... I mean, this is not that bad, but I just wanted to get Bouncing Flask to start with. She started playing after me, I think, but, you know, she's got a certain degree of acumen, I would say, in collectible card games. I don't know if that's well known. Really, like any game, I suppose. Give me one of these for now. And she told me that when you play Slay the Spire on Ascension, like, you know, losing is not that big of a deal. What you want to do is maximize your odds of getting a win. Not a win on every run. Oh my god, Toxic Egg is so good. But just in general. I think I'll take a Piercing Whale on this one, honestly. We could use some block. Like, I feel like a Cloak and Dagger is pretty good. Anyway, that was my way of saying I don't feel compelled to rest early on unless I feel like for sure we're going to die. Instead, I think we're better off trying to minimize our odds of just stalling out later like I did on the daily that you will never see. Why don't you cut a strike from this deck? We don't have to go super thin, but it is kind of... It feels like a little bit of a luxury to be able to do a thin deck again. I know when you got, like, heavy curses going on and stuff like that, it might not be the dream play, but we don't have heavy curses. In fact, we could just... I think we literally just won. Am I willing to get super spicy here? Am I willing to not rest? I think I am, in order to raise our odds of winning in the future. I mean, Ascension 2, I don't even know what it is. Normal enemies are deadlier? Yeah, big whoop. Who cares? That being said, if we die here, it'll be really funny. Like, it would be hilarious. This is pretty much what we expected to come out here. I'm not sweating it too much. You know, the win condition is so obvious. It's just, you know, you play Bouncing Flasks. Bouncing Flask, I should say. Then you play your 2 Catalysts. And once you're done with that, they should be dead. If they're not dead, you're probably dead. So we're going to have you on 90 poison. Which is enough to kill you, like, in 2 turns. I guess technically not 90, but... I should have... No, I think he did the right thing there. Don't even sweat it. There you go. Okay, so I think we were right not to rest. This appears to have worked out pretty well. The only thing we need to sweat, I'd say, is enemies that have artifacts. So we have to take a little bit of, like, a longer lead time there. And melees should be mighty helpful in that avenue. And I kind of don't like any of these, but... Gain energy upon each discard. So basically this makes Survivor free to play. I think Ring of the Snake is pretty good, but I mean, Hovering Kite, I really don't think it's good. But the way I'm looking at it is every time we draw a Survivor, we get 8 block for free. And maybe we can think about adding more discards to our hand later. And I gotta admit, I'm still prioritizing just looking at Elite Paths, just because I have no other concept of how to play, how to do proper pathing. So, oh, that's like a perfect card for us to get here. How much damage you doing? Like 6 total? So nothing. I think I will still melees just to get that extra. We would get the choke out there anyway, but I'm happy to have the enemy weak as well because they're gonna live a little longer. 4, 4, 3. Okay, so you're not even killable, surprisingly. 14 damage, 14 block. Perfect. I love it when a plan comes together. I will say, and I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, NL, don't do that. Don't do what? Don't give us hope again. I think I gotta roast you. But it's tickling my fancy a little bit, this Ascension-based gameplay here. I mean, it's still early. Don't even... I mean, Ascension 20 is a distance, right? Thanks for the energy. I really appreciate it. Especially because we don't even have the Watcher unlocked on this, because it's, you know, not cloud saves, I guess. I hate that you got away. How much did you steal? Hard to tell, I guess. You know what? Draw 2, discard 2. Especially because they come pre-upgraded. I'm a fan. Deadly Poison fits our Catalyst build, so I don't sweat that too much. Now, we need to learn, I think I'd say, a valuable lesson. That valuable lesson is that Bouncing Flask getting out there is more important, I would say, than almost anything else. Maybe not more important than anything else, but more important than almost anything else. I'm going to play a simple defense and then malaise the crap out of you. We take 1 damage. 2 catalysts and, like, this is over. So, like, 1 catalyst takes you to 17, triple it, 51, so you're dead. But then I was like, you know what? What if we just, drew 2, discarded 2, and you can start to see the combo pieces coming together here a little bit. Like, there you go, 153 poison. That's pretty good. I think some AoE would be nice. I can get down with a dagger spray, but apart from that, I think we're getting close to the point in a run where, for me personally, I would look to, I just want to see if we get a Bouncing Flask. We didn't. I'd just like to get to the point where we're, like, basically trying to guarantee we draw exactly what we're looking for as early as possible. It sucks when you draw the Bouncing Flask last. If we can just get that in hand, this run is, like, genuinely already over. So this is gonna look weird, but check this out. You choke, draw 2, discard 2. We don't want to see a Catalyst. That's fine. Gives us extra energy to be able to put this out there. And now, a triple probably kills you. 2 triples, which we could have fished for, would put you in the ground toot sweet. These are all pretty good, honestly. But I'm going to take the HP. I am choosing to believe that I am a believer. What does this statement even mean? It's a good question. We definitely should have played Choke first, by the way. But 8 block for free is quite nice. I guess we'll just... I think I'm just going to Choke Piercing Wail. It's not a great turn, but... We need that earlier Bouncing Flask. We also need to play Choke before you play other things. I think is the... I mean, it's probably obvious, but... dump a Defend, and... I'd say dump a Cloak and Dagger. Or, you know what? Maybe dump a Neutralize. So you need Bouncing Flask. It doesn't really matter who it hits, but I would like if it hit this enemy a little bit more. Malaise is nice too. I should learn their names at some point, but that's a whole lot of commitment, you know? Oh, you're not dying! I've made a huge mistake. We're not taking too much damage, but still, I would say a huge mistake. Double draw, dump 2 defense, because we got about 1,000 of them in our hand, apparently. You're already dying. You're also already dying. This is just, you know, you just watch the carnage. When I get out, there's going to be carnage. I think we could take 1 more of those, and this is less to get the payoff from the energy, and much more to get the payoff from, like, drawing into our Bouncing Flask as soon as possible. I mean, like, I don't know what you want me to say on that one. I went for it. I did, like, everything, and we don't need that this turn now. I did everything I'm supposed to do to try to get to our Bouncing Flask as early as possible. But this is a great proof of concept that this deck certainly seems like it can work pretty easily. 12 damage. You know what? Give me one of those. You know, why not? So now you're dead. It's just a matter of whether we draw the Catalyst this turn or next turn. Well, I really... Oh, hold on. I feel a sneeze coming on. It's very, very cat hairy. come on. You can't give me the double catalyst. Like, would that be too much? I'll just take no damage. But I got 2 observations here, okay? One is, I don't think this deck's gonna... I had 3 observations. I don't think this deck is losing. I mean, this is really good, but I also... You know, I think this actually combos super nicely. One is, I don't see us losing. The other one is, I forgot the silent is so much fun. And the third thing is, I'm like, man... Ascension. Maybe it's just because it's the first time we played the pure base game in a while. But I forgot, you know, this is ooh, I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but it is tickling me in the spots where I like to be tickled. Which in reality is basically nowhere, but you know, for the purposes of our entertainment here. Let's just say you know where it is. I do not wish to be tickled. I think I stole this joke, by the way. But, there's something about being tickled that's very bizarre as well. Like, if you tell somebody that you hate to be tickled, that's a surefire way to guarantee that you're about to be tickled, which is pretty messed up when you think about it. Why don't you go ahead and just get super frickin' malaised, man. It doesn't happen that much as an adult, I'll admit, but if you were like, you know, a teenager, you tell someone you don't like to be tickled, like, get ready, because you're going to be known as Tickle Boy for the rest of your high school career. I don't know what this deck could possibly need, but I will say, I don't like fighting the second floor elites when we don't have great AoE, like a Corpse Explosion would really hit the spot. This is also really good for us. Ninja Scroll. Like, because these, this actually might be, like, the best possible enemy for us to fight, to be honest, but, we could have played this so much better. We have nothing to discard. Give me a sec here. Discard your hand and draw that many. It is extra energy. Like, I know that this seems... You know what you do? Please, just hit once. Okay, now we're great. And then this is 1 energy in return. And, oh my god, we got an early triple out of that anyway. You got 27 poison on you. I don't even know what you're gonna do this turn. Yeah, you're just gonna be screwed, I guess. Yeah, this is pretty solid, man. Are you dead? You're dead? On turn 2? That was a... Oh, and bottled light. This is now, like, comically over. We just put, Bouncing Flask into your hand to start with, and then I think, like, it's roasted and toasted. Now, which of these cards would I like to see? I don't mind another backflip, man, but I also... Dunk, 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 dunky, dunk, dunk, dunk. Dunk, dunky, dunk. I mean, even a dagger throw pays for itself, so you know what? Let's mix it up. We got a 25-card deck. That's probably all we need. I think you can open with a good choke here, okay? Now look at this. We haven't discarded yet, so if you get a discard, you know, you're gonna be quite happy with it. We're not gonna, but that's okay. So you're gonna die next turn. You warrant... Oh, you're gonna die this turn, actually. You warrant a little bit of extra sauce. As much as I love the dailies in Slay the Spire, and I genuinely do, there's definitely... Let's just make sure you're gone. There's definitely something to be said for building a run from the ground up that is unfettered by the kind of weird mechanics that they like to give you in daily challenges. You know what I mean? Like, dailies are great, but there are definitely times where, like... Ah, yeah. I guess we will dump Catalyst. There's definitely times where you're like, well, this run, it started me with 50 cards, so I don't really get to inject, like, too much of my own flavor into it. Whereas on this run right here, I'm like, I got more than enough of my own flavor. Quite happy with my own flavor right now. As Mike Myers said in Austin Powers, everybody likes the smell of their own brand. Disgusting. Yeah, but kind of funny. Alright, we have no choke, but I am going to start with a little poison potion. I do want to see if we, like, draw a choke. But I think we can start by getting all this out here. We don't have a choke. But that's okay. Dump your defend. We're still trying to get to the choke. Start by playing this. You know you want it out there. Discard 2. With Piercing Wail, we don't need to keep any defense. So let's actually dump these two, okay? We still have another prepared. Choke has not shown up. We love a Catalyst. Let's dump a Strike. And at this point, no. Just a Strike and a Dagger Spray. Because then we're going to play Backflip. We still haven't gotten Choke. But there's your bullet time. Okay. It came together eventually. Imagine, though. Imagine how much damage we would have had if we had simply had a choke to go along with this. Like, they would absolutely be dead already. Instead, oh, we just have to do 159 poison damage to them right here. Lantern is super nice. I think we're okay. Like, I don't know if another prepared adds to the deck or removes from it, I guess, is where I'm at. No draw, turn 1. Like, what can you even say, right? It turns out that maybe we should have added another prepared to the deck. But this just makes us that much more likely to draw 2 Catalysts on this turn and do, like, 160 poison damage to you. Hold on. For 0, we love to see this. Let's dump... Choke's just too expensive now, I hate to say it. Adrenaline pays for itself. This changes everything, honestly. 2 Catalysts equals you're dead. I'm not a mathematician, but... Yeah, two Catalysts. Most bosses can't stand up to that. A second Bouncing Flask. Oh my god. And I'm starting to feel like we might get to the point where we actually have like a fully upgraded deck. Dare I say? Okay, so I always like to start by getting those out here, and then. Dunkity dunk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will be 6. We could draw 4, discard 1. We're going to discard a basic defend. Okay, now we got 4 energy. We've removed 1 of these. We've removed 2 of these. Let's backflip real quick, see what you get. This is kind of what we're looking for. A choke would remove another one. I think we can start with the adrenaline first, just in case. Okay. And then I'm like, you know what? Weak potion. And then Gambler's Brew on everything with a semblance of defend attached to it. This is exactly what we wanted. Now you get to bullet time. I don't think I've ever... I guess we could play choke first, but... I don't think I've ever played better Slay the Spire than I'm playing right now. And I'm sure that there's an element of that that's literally just like... Yeah, of course, like, this is Ascension 2. But keep in mind, most of our dailies have been on, like, Ascension 0. And sometimes just easier than... easier by default as well. Give me an adrenaline here. And then shivs do more, no longer discard, transform, all strikes and defense. I mean, you know what? Attacks that cost 0 do more. Maybe it has something for us. I was worried about the Timekeeper, but we still scale up so fast. Just thanks to our, like, Catalyst is one card that does a ton for us. So, I'm genuinely, like, completely unconcerned. So this pays for itself. We'll dump, like, a basic defense. 9 cards, so we can play this. This is kind of what we're looking for. Get this out there. We can dump our basic defense. Get this out here. We're just trying to get to, like, bullet time, basically. We didn't get the bullet time yet, but that's okay. Okay, now we got the choke. We got 7 energy. You can see how this will, you know, possibly come back to bite us a little bit on the Timekeeper fight. But, you know, apart from that, it's going pretty swell right now. Yeah, I think this should be totally okay. I gotta admit, I got the itch. Okay, you're not dead, but you will be. I hope that this just gets you. It didn't. That's super unfortunate, because now I feel like I gotta do that, but whatever. I mean, all we gotta do is put up, like, a little block here, and we face, like, no consequences. Again, I know you're, like, expecting, because, like, maybe this is the way media has trained us. There's going to be an announcement at the end of this that's like, we're going to go back to Ascension. I promise you that's not the case. What I also promise you, though, is I am having fun. So there's a certain degree, oh, that's discard, by the way, of, like, you know, never say never. I'll be honest, I know you thought, like, this might be our play here. I just don't... I wouldn't say I don't believe, but the value we're going to get out of strength is, like, so secondary compared to the value that we're going to get out of having one more upgraded catalyst in the deck. So we're going to start prepared. I don't think we need a malaise. I don't think we really need a neutralize either, and then you'll just adrenaline. And a piercing wail is lovely here, but this is where now we're gonna bullet time, bouncing flask. Let's just do a piercing wail, see where we stand. I think that in general, I don't mind doing, like, you know, just making sure that these enemies are, like, relatively close to being balanced. So you're not going to live to do any attacks. You are, for now. Keep in mind, attacks that do 0 do more damage now as well. There's multiple ways to get an attack to do 0 damage. Or to cost 0, I should say. It's around, yeah, 27 minutes into a Slay the Spire run. It's around where my brain starts to crap out and we start to be at risk of throwing. Before, usually we do tend to then bring it back, like, right at the very end. Go ahead and take this strike from me. Seems like a beautiful situation. I see a triple elite path. Scaramouche, will you do the Fandango? I will. Okay, thank you. I'm hearing that they will. We have bullet time. So you love to see that. And then choke, you probably just do something. I mean, I guess you would probably... If we have enough energy, then you would choke. Then you would bullet time. Just to get the extra damage. I'd rather you died before we played Bouncing Flask. We also should have played Acrobatics earlier. I need you to go. Yes, this is that we... Not playing that Shiv was pretty silly. That being said, because life is unfair, look at this. Unfair for them. Still got the easy win. Don't really think we need any of this. Even the discard cards don't appeal to me that much. We have such, like, a... What I would describe as a tight frickin' deck right now that I'm just like... It can't go wrong. We can just dump a basic defend, and then I suppose, like, I guess we'll get rid of a piercing wail. And then we'll play another one of these. And I think... Yeah, that means you're dead. You only having 9 poison is kind of a bummer. It means we can only get, like, 72 damage on you or something. I mean, like, I know that's, like, only, but... Genuinely, that's less than I'd like to see. We can dump 2 defense. I really don't want to bullet time this. Like, I think it's more important, even though we've already gotten our energy bonus. This is exactly what I wanted to see, just for the record. Yeah, dump the dagger throw. Like, now we get the adrenaline, and with the adrenaline, now we can play choke, bullet time, you know, neutralize, poison, catalyst, and now we got you there. Like, I can't believe I was complaining about the damage earlier. Now we overkilled you by like 60, but it is partly because we got good draw. But part of the reason we got good draw is because we haven't been taking garbage in our deck. I feel like poison is really well equipped to handle this enemy as well. I hate that you're gonna, you know, possibly do some damage here, but we'll see how she goes. This is energy in return. We have no more draw coming, so it'll look something like this. And you're gonna weaken or something? 57 poison. We're taking 1 damage. I don't want to mess with that. 1 damage seems beautiful to me. I think we gotcha. Like, I think you're super dead. Yeah, and by super dead, I mean literally the exact amount of damage needed to kill you. Horn Cleat. Second turn, 14 block. I mean, starting each combat with 1 artifact, pretty slick. Why don't you go ahead and give me a finesse? Anything that gives us draw, I'm not going to hesitate to add to the deck. I will say we're not going to have a fully upgraded deck, but I mean, with 27 cards, that is probably big by like Ascension standards, but humorously, it feels somewhat small to me, simply because of the fact that we've been playing so much, oh, we got 4 energy, let's go. Because we've been playing so many dailies that, like, this actually feels like I've exercised a Herculean level of restraint, believe it or not. Definitely an adrenaline start is pretty good. I mean, I have a hard time seeing how they're going to get out of this one. Also, okay, we want to play, I think we just want to play everything at this point. So let's do this. And you can just save your, I mean, I think you might be dead on turn 2, which is kind of incredible. But you can save your shivs for the very end when they'll do a little bit more damage. 378 poison on turn 2 is a pretty good sign. And we're exercising like the bare minimum level of restraint. Look at that, a little upgraded dagger spray right before the end. I have a feeling that's going to make all the difference, personally. I'm surprised, if I may toot my own horn only ever so slightly. I'm a little surprised, like, how well the deck came together. I'm gonna be honest, I think you gotta get just toasted so that these go here instead. I should have done it earlier. Just considering that I haven't played this in a bit. I'm surprised. It came together a little bit easier than I expected that it would. I don't know. I think you can dump a Malaise and then maybe like a Survivor. No, you can dump a Storm of Steel on this instead, okay. Because it's all about just, yes, this is exactly what we're looking for. It's all about getting to that next level Catalyst, and I would say, like, mission accomplished. Now we could probably start being like, okay, this is now the point where things have become comical. It's always nice when you remove a card by discarding it, and then you draw it anyway. Like, it's very flattering. By the way, 648 poison damage on you, turn 2. You like to see it? Sure, I'll take another Catalyst, I think, is... it seems like the kind of thing that could really tie this run together. So, admittedly, we have kind of like a crap run. From the perspective... we should definitely play Bullet Time first. Yes. We have kind of a crap run from the perspective of fighting the Timekeeper. But simultaneously, we also, like, literally don't care. And we're just saving 4 cards in case we draw all 4 catalysts. Because we're gonna, like, just frickin' torch this guy next turn, man. Maybe in 2 turns. Let's just get a free Envenom. We're just gonna play 4 cards this turn. So the way that we're gonna do that is here. And we got 2 cards left. Why don't you go ahead and hit me for 19? And then this is all about just getting as many catalysts out there as possible. 2 cards have to go. Okay. I have unwavering belief in our play here. And I'm not saying I told you so, but there you go. 675 damage, poison turn 3. A very clean, albeit easy, Ascension 2 run. That was a lot of fun. Again, if a daily goes wrong, hey, at least we got alternatives now. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. And look at that, hey. I've never won an Ironclad run, apparently, in Slay the Spire. Who would have thought? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks for your support. See ya!